everybody, welcome to another episode of the Brooklyn Knitfolk podcast. This is episode 7. My name is Jacqueline. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry is at Jacqueline Salem. I'm a graphic designer living in Brooklyn, New York City with my 2 cats and a roommate, and this is a podcast about all of my DIY crafting adventures, mostly knitting as of recently, that I want to show you. I hope you guys have had a really great couple of weeks. It has been absolutely frigid in New York for the past week. I thought we were getting off easy. Definitely not, which you may be wondering why I'm wearing a tank top. Obviously I'm indoors, but I really wanted to show off my doodler shawl that I have been taking to wearing recently. So this is the doodler shawl by Stephen West. It was his most recent mystery knit along. I had some reservations about knitting it in the beginning, but now I think it's definitely, when you wear it, it looks, I don't know, I really like it now, but it took some time, I guess, for me to fall in love with it. Okay, Jafar, you in the plastic bag. Of course, he waits until right now to start playing with it. Let's see. Show notes for the podcast can be found in the down bar below. There is no Ravelry group right now. Every episode has the show notes posted in the down bar below, so you can go and find the projects if you wish to make them yourself and any information about it. Other than that, I'm very easily findable on Instagram, and you can also email me at brooklynknitfolk@gmail.com if you have any specific questions that you want to ask me. Let's see here. Oh, something I wanted to bring up. I realize it is extremely shameful that I'm a graphic designer and haven't branded this podcast yet. Maybe you guys don't really care about that stuff, but as a personal matter, I definitely do. So this week, between this episode and the next episode, it is my goal, and I'm saying it to you guys, to put myself on task to design a logo for this podcast and brand it and put the flow more as a podcast rather than a video blog, which is kind of what it's been thus far. Not that I have a huge problem with that, but I just think it'd be something fun to do, make myself a business card. You know, it is my trade, so it would probably be best if I did that sort of thing. I wanted to give a couple shout outs to some podcasters that I have been loving lately. The first one, Legacy Knits with Chelsea and Sue. You guys are amazing. They are so funny. I've went back and watched all of the back episodes. If you haven't checked them out yet, it's not even just hit subscribe automatically because you're going to love them. They crack me up. They have this banter. They're mother and daughter, so I guess it's not, super surprising that they have this banter, but they have this back and forth that they do. They're just so witty and fun to watch, and them and the other two I'm going to get to are people that if I was if we could hang out in real life, I know we would be friends. I just love the kind of people that I can assume that they are based on the personalities that they project through their podcast. So Legacy Knits has a Z on the end of it. If you haven't checked them out yet, please go do. You will love them. The second one you need to check out is Diary of a Yarn Snob with Julie. You know those people that just don't bullshit you? That's her. I can tell just from, her giving her honest opinions and the way that she talks. She gives her real opinions about things, and she's just kind of got this blunt, fast-paced, really fun personality. She's somebody that I want to go to the Super Bowl with and just hang out and gossip and, do whatever. She just sounds really great on camera, and I'm glad that I have met her. She came across my podcast and mentioned me on hers, so thank you so much for the shout out. But I love her podcast. She's such an enabler too, you guys. I mean, her podcast is called Diary of a Yarn Snob, so you get that, she's all about the good stuff. And she doesn't disappoint. The yarn that she brings in, I just oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. And I loved it, Julie, on your most recent episode. Your color palettes are so desert colored. I don't know if you notice it, but I notice it. It's these midnight blues and these terracotta brown colors. I mean, I guess because you live in Reno, Nevada, that would, have some influence over your taste, but I love your taste in colors. I think they're gorgeous. So you definitely inspired me with some of the color palettes for my upcoming projects that I want to make, so thank you for that. And the last one that I want to talk about, certainly not the least, my good friend Tommy Sharp. I went to design school with her in the University of Tennessee. She lived in Miami for a while, where she didn't really knit because the weather prohibited such things, but now she lives in Denver, where it is perfect for knitting and other fibery crafts. Not only is she just like taking on, she's new to knitting and crocheting. She learned a long time ago, but she's just now starting to kind of pick up a taste for it. But she just released episode 1. The podcast is called Stay Sharp. I will have all the links for everything I talk about in the show notes. She talks about like a really wide variety of crafts. In her first episode, she talks about quilting. She talks about this like hat that she made out of a towel that was really cool. Obviously, she incorporates some graphic design into her podcast, which I still need to get on doing because it's, you know, my #1 trade. But she's just now starting to knit. So especially for anybody who is new at knitting and crocheting like I am and like she is, she will be really inspirational to follow her journey. And then if you want to see other crafts that are outside of knitting too, she would be really great. She talks about her process for dyeing her couch that she just got. It was a white couch and she dyed it this like denim bluish gray color. I was super inspired by it. So I can't wait for more episodes. I love it because it's kind of like a multifaceted, multidisciplinary podcast. So if you're interested in things outside of knitting, this will be a great podcast for you. Especially because they just moved too, so I feel like she'll be making, and she just got married pretty recently. So I feel like if you're interested in crafts for the home, I'm probably guessing that a lot of that stuff is going to show up since they're kind of now building their home together. So if you're interested in that stuff like I am, I love home decor and DIY projects, so I can't wait to see what she gets up to. So those are my 3 shout outs: Legacy Knits, Diary of a Yarn Snob, and the Stay Sharp podcast. Go check them out, subscribe, they're amazing. So let's move into finished objects. The first thing I want to show you is something I posted on Instagram this week. It is not a recent finished object by any means, but it is something I made last summer that I really, really like, and a lot of people mentioned liking it on the Instagram post and wanting to make their own, so I figured that I would go ahead and show you this. So to detangle it here. So it's not exactly a mobile, it's like a wall hanging of some sort. And the shells, see if I can get closer. The shells on it are ones that I'd been collecting from trips to Coney Island and the Rockaways. They're 2 beaches in New York City. And the stick and the feather on it were pieces that I found in Nashville and brought them back with me. I'm sure TSA has probably seen weirder, but I know I'm like a little bit crazy for bringing back this stick and this feather in my carry-on, but what have you. Super simple project to make. Eric from the Sticks Plus Twine podcast called this my cozy memories stick, which I thought was so funny. So if you guys want to make your own cozy memories stick, a good stick, some shells, or other objects that are representative of the place you live, that's kind of what I wanted to do because I wanted to bring some of Nashville and then some of my new home in New York City together. So whatever objects would be representative of you, if you have like a pine, some small pine cones if you live in the Pacific Northwest, or you know, wherever, other shells. I collected these objects, bought some embroidery thread, and literally just tied it to the stick and then tied it onto the pieces. Tying it to the shells was a little bit difficult in some of them. Like this one was pretty easy, just put it on the top of the shell, but some of them I had to like drill some holes through. Drilling sounds like I actually used a power drill, which I did not because I don't have one here. So I had to take like a needle and a hammer and really gently poke some holes in it, and it did break some of the shells. So I'm sure there was an easier way to do that I just wasn't thinking of, but oh well, I had plenty of shells to pick from. So this one's currently getting tangled because I'm holding it up wrong, but I just thought I would show that to you guys. My cozy memories stick. I can put it against the wall, it'll be easier to see, although no, that's not helping at all, but you get the idea. If you want to see a better picture of it, just go to my Instagram feed. It's at Jacqueline Salem. It's like one of the more recent pictures. So yeah, cozy memory stick. Thanks for the name, Eric. That was genius. I'm gonna go put this away really quick. The second thing I want to talk about is the log cabin blanket, which I have made some progress on. You saw the last week's episode, I decided instead of making a traditional Cozy Memories blanket that was the square, the mitered square, that I would do my own spin on it and do a log cabin blanket. So this is the one I did, the one I showed you guys last week. And if you're interested in making your own, by the way, I did put up my pattern recipe on Ravelry. It's called the Brooklyn Knitfolk Log Cabin Blanket. So join me, start a new trend. This is the first square, and I did this last week. The good thing, as I mentioned last week about the Cozy Memories blanket in the log cabin style, is you can group your yarns based on like gifter or multi-yarn projects, or by month, like do one every month, which is kind of what you'll see in my next one that I just did. And you can also group different like weights of yarn, like this is DK, some of these are lace and fingering. I would not go above a light worsted weight though. I did use a heavier worsted weight in my next one, and it did cause some slight problems. Nothing that couldn't be worked around, but I just had to, it's not as easy to, if you're not, you know, have some experience, it's kind of hard to know that you need to pick up extra stitches, and here, I'll just show it to you rather than talking about something you haven't seen. So that was week 1. This one is week 2, excuse the unwoven ends. I did a palette inspired by like winter and spring is coming kind of palette, which I'm really into right now. So it has a lot of grays and pops of green for spring. Most of these minis that I used, if not, let's see, I think only 3 of them were ones 3 or 4 were already ones I had. Laura Orendorf, I responded to my call for minis last week. Thank you so much, by the way. I'll get to more of that in the thank you section, but Laura, you are like my color twin apparently, or you just have tons in stash to pick from, because every single one of the colors that she sent me is like to die for, the best. So this is the log cabin square number 2, inspired by spring and winter, lots of grays, pops of green. This was a tiny little mini that I had left over from my doodler shawl here, and it's hedgehog fibers. And some kind of like mauvey purples, speckled the Madeline Tosh that I used for my, what was that facet tap. So yeah, this is log cabin square number 2. And as I mentioned in the previous episode, I'm not gonna seam them side by side, I don't think. I think I want to knit all black or all gray or some sort of divider between, so they have like a resting place between each square. So yeah. Log cabin square number 2. I just adore the colors in this. And unlike this one, I'm putting the pattern directions to knit a mitered square because that's what I had in this, and I didn't want to rip this out. This is a mitered square like the normal Cozy Memories blankets are. But this one I just knit a square, just kind of kept holding it up until it was the same size. So just a garter stitch square. Some Cat's Kettle yarns in there, other Madeline Tosh. So yeah. Log cabin square number 2. And then, tiny little project, and you can't see all of them because some of them are on my whips right now. My local art supply store has these little plasticky animals. So I bought a few of them and made some progress keepers out of them. This little gator, flamingo, and then I also have a unicorn, which you'll see whenever I pull out my void shawl. I think that's what it's on. So yeah, those are some of my some of my finished objects. Let's go into works in progress. So I have made progress on my void shawl. The void shawl is a pattern by Melanie Berg. Her patterns are all really gorgeous, by the way. You should definitely go check them out if you haven't already. It's knit on US size 7, 4.5 millimeter needles, and the Woolfolk Får base yarn in colorway number 2. They're just numbered. It's like this diamond pattern. This is not as potato chippy as I thought it was going to be, I have to say. So I do have to pay attention to it, but you can easily, now that I've kind of knit a few repeats of the pattern, you can easily see kind of where you are and don't have to reference the pattern nearly as much. But look at that diamond texture. Isn't that just fabulous? I'm in love with it. I cannot wait to wear it. I know that I've gone on and on about this yarn, but you guys, oh, the Woolfolk yarn. Please, it is pricey, but oh, it's so worth it. It's just merino, not superwash. And it is so squishy. The plies on it are really weird. I guess it's a chain ply. Yeah, it's like this light gray color. I cannot wait to wear this. It is so soft. Every few rows, I just like stop and squish it. Oh, it's heavenly. Oh, and there's my little progress keeper from where I was before, the little unicorn. So I've knit a few rows on it. I've knit 5 out of 12 of the pattern repeats. So it'll be a little bit double in size in this. It's not a super deep shawl, but it's a very long shawl. And there's a garter stitch border at the edge. I'm so enjoying this pattern. It's fun to knit. The stitch definition is incredible with this yarn as well. It's so soft. It's such a comfort knit because of how soft it is. It's a real treat. Every time I pick this up, I get excited about it, and I like want to take my time because I just don't want it to be over. I just love it so much. Part of that is because of the yarn, but this yarn and this pattern just works beautifully. It is what the pattern suggests in the pattern on Ravelry. So it is a beautiful combination. I highly, highly recommend using Woolfolk yarn in your next project because it's just, I love it, you guys. I love it. Wearing all the shawls. I cannot wait to wear this. Void shawl, Melanie Berg. Incredible. I'm almost finished with this one. I have my next cake ready to go. And then once I run out of this, I will have to go back to Pearl Soho and buy some more because it's a little bit cross prohibitive for me to buy the whole thing at one time. The next work in progress I have to show you is, of course, my Deschutes sweater by Norah Gaughan. So if you watched the last episode, you'll have seen that I have finished the back. I didn't block this yet. I said I was going to, but I haven't done it yet. But that's the back of the sweater. The front and the back are identical pieces. And this is my progress on the front piece. This is like my project when I don't want to pay attention to like the actual knitting. It's so simple to make. It is Cascade 220 Heathers in the Walnut colorway, and it's knit on size 8 needles, 5mm. It's just flying. Every time I pick this up, it doubles in size from what it was before. It is so fast. The only reason I'm not done with the front right now is because I wanted to dedicate some time to a work in progress that I'm about to get to that is heavy on the counting, and I just want to get it off the needles. So I've been dedicating other time to some of my other works in progress, but this would be finished otherwise. It's so fun and also so fast. I love this waffle knit pattern. It's just really great. And as I mentioned in previous episodes, the pattern does call for Aran weight yarn, but I'm knitting it on worsted weight yarn and knitting the largest pattern size to make up for it. And the schematic is coming out to the medium size in the normal pattern schematic size with the worsted weight yarn knit on the largest size. Sorry, that was a lot, might have been too complicated, but if you're interested in making it for yourself, you can refer to my project page on Ravelry. It will give you all the information about that. So Deschutes sweater coming along. Here's a little close-up of the yarn cake. I just love that color. I think it's going to match so well with everything in my wardrobe. I wear a lot of black and neutral colors, so it's going to match everything. The next one, work in progress, this is a really special work in progress. So my grandmother, as you may know from previous episodes, is a quilter. She made a quilt for each of her 6 kids and had started another one, but recently had a stroke, so she was unable to finish the rest of it, unfortunately. But since she can't finish it, she gave it to me because I'm the only grandchild that quilts, and I could not be more thrilled. Even just the prospect of collaborating on it with her together. She's picked out all of the fabrics, she's completed all of the embroidered sections on it, and the pattern and everything is good to go. So now that she's done all the embroidered pieces, I'm cutting out the rest of the fabrics and piecing the top together. So this is it so far. Check out those embroidered pieces, hand embroidered. And then yesterday I got it out and started cutting the fabrics, so these peach pieces here. It's a smaller quilt. It's going to be a twin size when finished. And here are the fabrics. This peach one here. It's a Japanese cotton. I don't know where she got it. Again, she had purchased all of these before and then gave it to me. So after the peach, this peach right here is what's right here. And then I'm going to cut long pieces to go all the way around. And then after that is done, this green polka dot fabric, sorry, feathers, something. This green polka dot fabric is going to be a 6.5 inch border all the way around that. And then this is the backing and the binding fabric. I love this fabric. Isn't this cute? Love it. She doesn't typically do embroidered quilts, so this one is really different from the other ones that she's done. I love it. I can't wait to have it. I think I'm going to hand quilt it myself. There's a pattern on the embroidered part to like follow for the actual quilting part, so I think I might hand quilt it. I can't quilt things myself because I don't have a quilting machine or a table honestly big enough to do quilting myself, so hand quilting is really the only option. And because this is so small, like I said, a twin size, because this is so small, I think it will be, you know, fairly quick to do a hand sewn quilting. So that's a really special project that I'm finishing up. I hope to have it finished in the next couple months or so, especially because I know I'm going to be taking on a new quilt project because my sister, who is pregnant, just figured out last week that she's going to have a boy. So it's going to be the first boy in my immediate family. My mom and I aren't exactly sure what to do because we've never like had boys. I don't have brothers, so it's just like gonna be an adventure. So we're really excited about it. I know I'm gonna make a quilt for the baby, so I can't wait to go to the store to pick out fabrics for that. So that'll be an upcoming work in progress too for the quilting side. And then finally, my last work in progress. Isn't it cute in my first episode how I was talking about being a monogamous knitter? Huh. See how long that lasted. Ooh, oops, threw something. I don't know what it was, hopefully not important. So the last project that has come out of hibernation is my Syrma shawl. Let's see here. I've gotten a lot of progress done on that. It's hard to stretch out on the needles because it's wider than the 40 inches. It's knit in Voolenvine yarns in Gashlycrumb. The yarn, honestly, it's keeping me going in this project. Look at that cake. Almost done with this one. Ready to start another one. It's just like these mauves and browns with hints of these chartreuse and blue. It's lovely. This yarn is amazing. One of my favorite yarns I've ever worked with. So the Syrma shawl. Knit on size 5 needles, 3.75 millimeter. It has been a labor of love, and I say that because something I kind of want to talk about is pushing through creative block and fostering a creative habit. For me, this is not the way for everybody, so I don't want to say that I'm at all judging how you push through your creative block or get through your own projects. But for me, fostering a creative habit is hard work. If there's a new skill I want to learn, or if I feel like I'm kind of lagging behind in my making, I get lazy about it, I'll be honest. And sometimes I have to force myself to work on something even when I don't want to. And that's why I think Finish in February and Craft for 20 have been particularly good for me. By the way, Finish in February is a knit along for finishing your hibernating works in progress with Kemper of the Junk Yarn podcast. And Craft for 20 is a way to get into a craft for 20 minutes a day to make time, and that's from Jenny of the Tiny Paper Foxes podcast. So these two knit-alongs, I guess, or craft-alongs for lack of a better word, have really suited my creative process and my creative needs. There was a time when I was absolute crap at drawing, and I still don't consider myself a really good drawer. But not just drawing, like lettering, getting better at design, and I was like, all right, I'm tired of this. So I forced myself to work on these things every single day except for weekends. So during the week, I would work on a project for at least 20 to 30 minutes or make something small every day. It's not easy, you guys. Like, you have these things that you know you want to do, and the only thing you can do, or the only thing I can do, again, don't want to push this on other people, but the only thing I can do is force myself to work on it for a few minutes a day. And it's pushing through those really hard times when you don't feel inspired and you don't want to work on something that I will find my inspiration again. For me, creative inspiration doesn't just strike all the time. It's not like I sit at my desk when I'm designing something and know or even feel like making something every day. But sometimes, you have to produce, whether it's for your job or, if you even just want to get better at something, you have to put in, I have to put in the time to make myself do it. And it's in fostering that creative habit and reinforcing that creative habit that other ideas will come to me. And before I know it, like the next day I wake up, I'm like, oh, I want to design an ice cream cone today. That's a true story. I literally just woke up one morning last spring or something like that. It's like, I just want to design an ice cream cone today. Soon enough, the ideas will come to you. So if you want to get better at writing, write. If you want to have a healthier body, work out. I'm just saying this because for me, I know that I will get lazy if I don't set myself on a schedule, and I have to really push myself to work hard to create when I don't want to, so that I can enjoy it and like it when I find that inspiration. This is not how it should work for everybody. Again, this sat in hibernation for a really long time. I just wasn't inspired by it, but it was through forcing myself to say, okay, I'm going to finish this in February, although I'm probably not because I'm slow and I have a lot of other works in progress. But through Craft for 20 and Finish it in February, it's really reinvigorated my interest in this project, and I like it again. I didn't really like it before because I wanted the finished object, but I didn't really love knitting it. And now that I've kind of gotten into a rhythm with it, I'm really enjoying this again and can't wait to have it. That being said, this project is really difficult to find your mistakes. They alternate between two rows that repeat every few times, and those are simple, like a stockinette type of situation. But then there are these textured rows, and there's lots of yarn overs and different combinations of types of stitches to create this flowing raining stars pattern that you might be seeing here. It's kind of hard to tell in this variegated yarn. Yeah, but you can see there's some textured pieces in there. And I wish the designer would have put row counts at the end of the textured rows, because if you're off, it will be very noticeable. They're placed, centered you know, kind of like this checkerboard pattern, and it only gets more dense with the stars as you get to it. So if you're off, it's very, very noticeable, especially toward the end of the shawl. And I just wish that the pattern designer would put row counts at the end of each textured row so that every so often you can check to see if you're on track, because if not, it's 4 rows until you realize your mistake. And that's just really annoying to have to think back and fix the work for 4 rows. So I'm sure that Cailliau, butchering her name, it's a French pattern, is probably not watching this, but if you are, that would be so helpful to have row counts at the end of your textured row parts of the pattern. That being said, interest is definitely reinvigorated with this project, and I'm really liking it again. It's just, it took some time for me to kind of push myself to get on a schedule with it and to put my real attention back into it. So those are my works in progress. Sorry, referring to my show notes, and my shawl keeps falling off. Hold on, let me readjust this. Come here, shawl. Alright, whatever, that works. Upcoming works in progress. I really want to knit the exploration station still. I'm going to finish at least one of these before I cast anything else on, though. I'm really dedicated to that. But Eric from the Sticks Plus Twine podcast, oh, I know it's going to be so hard to watch him knitting Exploration Station and not cast it on myself, because it's just such a gorgeous and fun looking shawl that I can't wait to knit it and pick out yarns for it, but it's going to wait until this is done. But this other upcoming work in progress that I'm really excited about is the Fine and Dandy socks. So they aren't released yet. It's a pattern by the Sweater Co. Yes, the Sweater Co. And that's on she's on Ravelry and Instagram as the Sweater Co. The Fawn Knits podcast, Laura has been knitting a test knit of these Fine and Dandy socks for the Sweater Co. And I fell in love with them, and I cannot wait to knit them. And I was checking out Laura's Instagram, a picture that she posted of the Fine and Dandy socks work in progress, and saw that Amber from the Yarn Junkie podcast had commented on the socks and wanted to know what it was so she could knit it too. And so I started talking to her on one of her posts, and I was like, oh, let's knit it together as soon as the pattern comes out. And so we're really excited about it. We're going to knit it together. We're probably going to start in April. I'm not sure when exactly the pattern is being released, but she said it was soon. I asked her on her Instagram page. So if you guys are interested in knitting the Fine and Dandy socks, I'll put in a little picture right here so you can see what it looks like. This is Laura from the Fawn Knits, her photo. And also her hand-dyed yarn, Terrarium. She just started dyeing yarn, and it's beautiful as well, so go check that out. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in knitting these Fine and Dandy socks with us, please join us. It's going to be really fun. It'll be my first pair of socks. Maybe I should have knit a vanilla sock first, but when have I ever been the kind of person who just like, you know, knitting a sweater is like, I don't know, my 4th object for myself or something like that. So yeah, just go for it. That's what I always say. And in that note, these Hiya, excuse me, it's itchy. These Hiya are my only acquisition between the past 2 weeks. I love Hiya needles. These in Addi's Addi lace tips are my favorites. So I got 2.25 millimeter US 1 to knit the Fine and Dandy socks with. And I have some yarn in my head that I wanted to knit for my first pair of socks, but looking at Laura's, I think the green looks so good with it. So I might be able to go buy some different yarn. Maybe yarn from Laura, who knows? But yeah. Very excited about the Fine and Dandy socks. We'll be starting sometime in April, so hopefully by the next time I talk to you guys, which will be before then, I'll be able to like officially give you details about when we're starting. Let's see, check my notes here. Oh yeah. Something else I wanted to mention. Things are only hard until they're not. A lot of times we're just intimidated by the idea of something, but then when we actually start making it, it's really not that bad. And I just wanted to say that I am very excited and happy for my friend Sarah, who is Happy Hobbit 1 on Instagram. She's knitting the Guernsey wrap after seeing mine, and it was such a fun pattern. I'm excited that she's trying something new and something more difficult. It's gonna be great. So I cannot wait to see your Guernsey wrap, Sarah. Please post pictures because I want to see it. And then I've also heard a rumor. Sarah I met through Hannah from Circus Tonic Handmade, who did the giveaway with us a few podcast episodes ago. She has told me that she has dyed a Brooklyn Knitfolk colorway. She hasn't shown it to me yet, and she said that she'll send it to me the next time I place an order. But I am so stoked, and also waiting for money so that I can go buy yarn from her. Not because I want to see it just necessarily just that. I mean, her yarns are amazing, and but I cannot wait to see this Brooklyn Knitfolk inspired yarn. That's really exciting and so nice, Hannah. Oh, you're just such a genius dyer. If you guys haven't checked out her yarns, Circus Tonic Handmade on Etsy and on Instagram, go look at them. Her neutrals are genius. She's just a really fantastic dyer. And then some other things I want to talk about. I like to just throw some things at you that I've really been enjoying in the past few weeks. The first one is a cookbook. It's called the Lookbook Cookbook, and it's got all vegan and gluten-free dishes in it. My favorite thing about this cookbook is, see, okay, I love the taste of meat, and I still eat it occasionally, but I hate, for me, the hardest part about eating a vegan or vegetarian diet is I hate meat substitutes. I don't like tofu, I don't like seitan, I just don't like the texture of it. It's really weird to me. This cookbook is amazing for people who don't like meat substitutes because it just uses normal food that you already like. You know, like beans, if you like beans, but things that are not meat substitutes in these dishes. I highly recommend it. My sister got this for me as just a random present. We like to send each other random gifts sometimes if we see something we know the other will like. And this is one that she sent to me because it reminded her of me immediately. She could not have been more right. So the Lookbook Cookbook by Jessica Milan, the recipes in it are just fantastic. It's very Urban Outfitters-y. In fact, I think my sister said she saw it at Urban Outfitters, like the photography and the clothes and stuff in it. Don't let that deter you though, because the recipes in it are fabulous. I've already made a couple of them, and I've already bookmarked everything that I want to make in this. So if you're interested in checking out some vegetarian, vegan, or gluten-free recipes, this is a really good one. And I've tried a bunch of them, and this is my favorite one by far because of the no meat substitutes thing, because I just don't like the taste or texture of that stuff. And secondly, second thing I want to talk about, this might be a little weird, and sorry for the guys who don't wear makeup, but in my other life as a not just about knitting, I am really passionate about makeup. I love to try new makeups out. I've been fortunate enough to have a parent who works in a department store, so I get a really sweet discount on the expensive stuff. But aside from that, I just find it really fun. I guess maybe it's like an artist thing in me to like try new colors and new techniques. And on my personal YouTube account for just my regular like Jacqueline Salem at gmail.com account, I subscribe to a ton of beauty bloggers. So I thought I would just share two of my holy grail products, which, again, sorry if this is not at all interesting to you. I'll just make it quick, but you know what? It's my podcast. I'll do what I want. First thing is an eyeshadow. It is called Maybelline Color Tattoo. This is the package. The best thing about this is if you're not good at makeup, this will make it look like you are. This is the color Bad to the Bronze, which I'm pretty sure would look good on anybody. And even if you're just wearing this, it looks fantastic on its own. This color is called Bad to the Bronze. I'll show it to you again. The package. If you're not good at makeup, this will make it look like you're good at doing makeup. It's really long lasting. It goes on really smoothly. The color is like really pigmented. This is amazing. So this is one of my holy grail products, Maybelline Color Tattoo, and it's Maybelline too, so it's cheap. You can get it at the drugstore. The second one, a little bit pricier, but honestly, you guys, I've tried so many different mascaras, and this is one that I'm just not going to buy another brand ever again. Lancome. It is pricey. It's like in the $25 to $30 range. But oh my gosh, you guys, this is the Grandiose mascara, but any of their mascaras, Definicils, I don't know, you name it, any Lancome mascara, this is never gonna let you down. I get so many compliments on my eyelashes and people asking me what mascara I use. This is it. It's awesome. Hands down, holy grail product. This is like the holy grail of holy grails, like my favorite product that I've used the longest. Not this particular one, but this, you know, Lancome mascaras. Lancome mascara, Maybelline Color Tattoo, two fantastic products that I highly recommend. And then the last thing I want to talk about is mail and thank yous. The last episode, I put out a call for minis, and boy did you guys come through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot express enough gratitude for people who were just kind enough to send me some minis and extra ones that they had. Thank you so much. And I wanted to show you guys a couple of them. The first one, as I mentioned, from the Cozy Memories blanket, Laura Orendorff. She just like knows my color palette. Dark color, look at this one. Isn't that amazing? She knows my color palette. So she sent me a ton. I've used a ton of them already in that Cozy Memories blanket. Some scraps from her own blanket. And this color in particular I wanted to show because it's my favorite color of all time. It's just this amazing chartreuse color. Beautiful. Laura, thank you. Your color selection, out of this world. The next one is from my friend Annie. She has a podcast called the Windwall, I'm not sure how to exactly pronounce it, Windwall Knitting Podcast, and she is Windwall Knitting on Instagram. She also, oh man, these are so gorgeous. Labeled with what they are, the fiber content, the maker, dyer, I mean. Look at these. I'm not doing a very good job of showing these. Okay. My colors, by the way, although this shawl doesn't really say that, but dark colors and neutrals. Sometimes pops of neon. Annie, these are amazing. Oh, look at that teal. Love that. Thank you so much. Those were gorgeous. So those were from Annie. The next thing was a swap package with Heidi from Eric's from Sticks Plus Twine tea swap package. She sent me some minis, thank you, and then all of this amazing tea. She has some, she asked me what my favorite flavors were, and I told her mostly Earl Grey and blueberry tea for whatever reason. She sent me this blueberry muffin tea, which I cannot wait to try this. This sounds amazing. Tea is like my afternoon treat. I rarely really drink tea in the mornings. I always iced coffee all year round, but tea is like my afternoon drink. So that's when I have it, every day in the afternoon. Some classic yogi teas. But this blueberry muffin, I cannot wait to try it. And this bag smells so good. And this cute little Knitting Notions pouch, look at that. Little zipper pull, don't know if you can see that. And then, so thank you, Heidi. Thank you. I love it all. The next person I need to thank is Renee. So generous. This box of yarny goodness and other goodness. She sent me a soap. Oh, that smells amazing. Jafar, get off the bed. Cats in plastic bags, I tell you. If you have a cat, you know what I mean. Look at these beautiful minis. Sorry, I guess I should take them out of the bag. Lots of pastels, bright colors. That one looks really cool. It's very Halloween-y. And then, not only that, but she sent me a bunch of her other scraps from things that she's not using anymore. So some worsted weight, She saw that I was making some dishcloths, so this sugar and cream cotton blends. This amazing Valentine's Day collection of minis. Tea, the currency of knitters, as we all know. And this lovely note. Thank you so much, Renee. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And then, last but not least, so Melissa of the Spicy Homemaker podcast organized a swap for the podcasters, because we organize swaps all the time, and so she thought it would be great if we had a swap amongst ourselves, and she said she tried to match us with people that she doesn't see us as interacting with normally, so that we could get to know somebody new. And oh man, I got matched up with Lydia from Fiber by Design, and she's half of the O-Loops dyer business. This is by far the most thoughtful package I've ever received. You know those people who you feel like they know you even though you've never met before? That's what Lydia is. By the way, their podcast, Fiber by Design, I watched a few episodes. Go check it out and subscribe. They are, her and Sarah, they podcast together. I love these like joint podcasts, like with two people, because you kind of feel like you're in a group knitting situation, but they're really lovely. She sent me a beautiful, beautiful note. I learned so much about you from this. And then kind of explained all the different things that she sent in the package. So this is labeled with the different yarns, minis that are in here. This soap, which, oh my gosh, oh, it smells heavenly. I love really clean, fresh scents. I'm not typically drawn to like really sweet things. So lemon, eucalyptus, spearmint, mint, cotton scent, you know, like really clean, fresh scents. This smells amazing. And she knit me, I kept it in the packaging so that I could show you guys. Everything was just so lovely wrapped. She knit me this dishcloth that I believe was a pattern that Sarah, the other podcaster on the Fiber by Design podcast, designed. I can't remember for sure. I watched the latest one, she talked about it, but look at this dishcloth, because she saw that, or washcloth, she saw that I was knitting some, and so she thought it would be a really like relevant present, and it is. Oh, the soap, I can't stop smelling it. Lydia, this is, oh, it smells so good. There was chocolate in here, but that is long gone. Sorry guys, I didn't think it was really a point to showing you chocolate. Heidi also sent me chocolate in her tea swap package, but again. Some tea, some mint tea. Put the chocolate in, and look at this packaging! Everything is just so cute. And this cute little bag that had the chocolate in it. And more tea. This smells like chocolate. Maybe it's peppermint. I can't exactly smell what it is, but it smells, I don't know, it smells really good. And sorry, that's like really lame to tell you that it smells really good and not be able to tell you what it smells like, but it smells like chocolate. But I can't figure out what it is. Maybe it's chai. And some of these adorable stitch markers that she made. Look at those. So sweet. You can just tell that she put so much love and effort into things that she would know that I would like. And look at this like cute little Valentine's Day filling. She referenced so many things that I talked about in previous episodes of my podcast, which was just so thoughtful and so nice. So Lydia, I cannot thank you enough. I was like literally tearing up when I was reading the note, and I'm not a crier, but I was just so touched. Like my heart was just bursting with happiness when I read your note and, you know, went through the objects one by one that you sent me. Thank you so much. So if you guys haven't checked out Fiber by Design, the O-Loops dyers, please go watch their podcast and check them out. They are just really wonderful. And I also really like their color choices on a lot of their objects too, so I'm really interested in the things that they're making. Jafar? Minis are cat toys in this house. Explains why I can never find minis around here. But now I have plenty to choose from. So I think that is it for today. Let me check my notes just to be sure. Yes, I think so. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to ask them. And stay tuned for the color theory video. I'm hoping to film that today so I can get that out as a special episode sometime soon. If you haven't heard of what I'm talking about, I am a graphic designer, so I thought it'd be really cool to film a color theory video to help you pick out colors that look good together and why different colors look good together. So stay tuned for that. And other than that, I hope you guys have a really great 2 weeks and happy knitting and creating. Bye! Okay. 2 things. Oh, no, oh, all right, fine, Mika. 2 things that I have to talk to you guys about really quick, and it was important enough that I took the memory card out of my camera, and it's like, no, I have to tell you guys about it. Number 1, Beyonce, Formation. Am I right or am I right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Formation, Beyonce's latest video. Such an important social commentary, and I mean, an all-out badass song, let's be real. Second thing, The Gap by Ira Glass. Ira Glass, if you don't know, is a very famous, what's the word I'm looking for? He's not really, I mean, a podcaster. I don't know, I can't remember the word I'm looking for. Anyway, he works for Chicago Public Radio. He has a famous speech called The Gap. And there's this video on YouTube that somebody made to go with it. If you're feeling creatively blocked, you need to watch this video. I'm going to try to insert the video here, but I haven't tried to download it. I don't even know if it's possible. So if I can insert the video, I'm going to put it right here. But if not, there's a link in the down bar. The Gap, Ira Glass, go watch it. It will make you feel so inspired. It's only like 2 minutes long. Literally, just like 2 minutes. Go watch it.